Hello and welcome to Matchbox. I'm Max Tutty and with me is Chris.
Hello.
Also with me is Alid.
You alright?
And finally with us is Hobie.
Right, Max, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm alright. I've been travelling for a bit. Well, I say travelling for a bit. I went up north for 3 days.
Yeah.
And got back yesterday, just in time to do this again.
Why did you go up north?
Well, I had a friend. I have a friend who got married recently.
You had a friend. What happened at the wedding?
Oh, well, I made a complete fool of myself. No, yeah, I have a friend. She got married, got invited, went up there, came back. It was a good time. It was a good time. I got very bored on the last day though, because being a cheapo, I booked the cheapest train, which was at night, but I had to be out of my hotel dead early in the morning. So I had a day of nothing.
Walking around the north.
Yeah, and there was nothing. There was nothing. It was a small town, and there was literally nothing. It was near Leeds. It was called Batley.
I haven't been up Leeds for...
Leeds looked alright from what I saw out the window of the train, but
I've only ever been to Leeds once.
it's not. I wouldn't recommend it.
It was to a James Bond museum.
No.
You went up to Leeds for a James Bond.
It was at the Royal Armouries Museum. It was probably even before secondary school. It was a very long time ago, and as a family we all went up there. It was amazing.
So what did you do then? What did you spend your hours of time?
Technically I went to 2 cinemas, because the first one the taxi driver took me to had shut down. Yeah, take me to the nearest cinema, and he took me to a shut down cinema.
Did he know it was shut down?
He didn't say one that was...
I didn't say take me to a derelict cinema, I said take me to a cinema.
Still a cinema though.
Yeah, and...
Wait, did the guy know it was...
Well, he pulled up, and I went, right, and he went, oh, I didn't know this was shut down, alright, and he's like, what do you want to do? Do you want me to leave you here? And I was like, well, no. Is there another cinema nearby that's open then? And he was like, yeah, but it's the other way. It's going to cost you a lot to get there.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
You know.
So I ended up wheeling and dealing and got it down to 20 quid from 30. But, yeah, so I got to the cinema.
Wait, what did you say to Wheel and Deal?
Who said something? What did you do?
I said, well, I'm not going to stay here. Where's the next cinema? And he went, oh, it's the other direction from the way you came. And I was like, well, you're going to have to take me to it. How much is it going to be? And he went, well, from here to there was 15, and from here to there will be another 15. And I went, well, you took me to a shut cinema. Is there any chance I could get some sort of discount? Like, what if we called it 20? And he went, yeah, go on then.
Regular little entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly. I've been brilliant for Lord and Sugar. But so yeah, I got to the cinema. Open.
It's an open cinema.
Yeah, it was open. Walked in and went up to the desk. It was deserted, by the way. Excuse me. And yeah, so I walked in, completely deserted. Went up to the desk and I was like, "What's the next film you've got?" And she went, "Right, well, your choices are Magic Mike, Ice Age 4, or Spider-Man in 3D. So naturally I went for Ice Age 4.
You went for Ice Age 4?
Yep, Ice Age 4. Well, I didn't want to spend money on a 3D film. And a film about male strippers doesn't really appeal to me, believe it or not.
There are some tits in it apparently.
Oh really?
Who's
had I
tits?
known.
Olivia Munn, I think she gets hers out.
Had I
Continue.
known.
The tits of the week.
Tits of the week.
But
Have you seen Ice Age 1, 2 and 3?
yeah, I've seen
At the cinema?
Ice Ages. No, I saw Ice Age 1 at the cinema, but not 2.
So what's your verdict on Ice Age 4?
Awful. Completely awful. And I'm not saying this, well, maybe it is because I'm a cynical adult now instead of a kid. But
Maybe.
well, it was
It's preposterous.
Yeah.
Animals.
Cynical adult.
They made it, Ice Age 1, I don't care how old you are, Ice Age 1 is well written in terms of a kid's film.
Yeah, it's alright film.
Yeah, it's got a storyline, it's got a plot, it's got characters that you can grow to like and all of that. Ice Age 4, they shoved musical numbers into it. There was no reason for anything.
They're doing the first one as well though. He's the Fire King, isn't he? Is that the first one or is that the second one?
No, there is no music in the first one.
Don't ask me.
Unless you're counting the Dodo thing.
Do you wish you'd seen Magic Mike then?
Well, no, because knowing now what I did then, it's still just about male strippers, and it's got no appeal to me.
Why not Spider-Man?
Well, I went and saw that after.
Did you pay twice?
Yeah. I had nothing to do, Alid. I had nothing to do in the
no
north.
shops or anything?
No, nothing. It was deserted. The nearest shop, other than a Tesco Extra, was some sort of tyre place. And then they had a curtain retailer. There was nothing, Chris. There was nothing. I can't even stress how... I'm not even making this up. It was cinema or walk around. And it was 5 hours, so I chose cinema. So I went back up to her, the lady at the booth, and she was like, "How was Ice Age?" And I was like, "What else you got?"
She said that.
Yeah.
She
There's
said
literally
how was
no
Ice
one
Age?
there that knew.
There was no one there. There
No,
was
I think
no
that's
one
just
there.
because up north. They're all like that up north.
No, there was no one there. I took a picture on my
Yeah, but
phone,
I bet
which I'll
even
show
if it
you.
was packed,
The
she still
cinema
would have said
was
that.
empty.
Yeah, but she still would have said that. I bet they're just
Maybe my good
weirdly
looks
friendly
right.
up north. It's
Yeah, my
creepy.
sister says that.
It's it's weird.
But,
You get stuck in a conversation with them.
I don't like it.
My mum was we were at the
scares
checkout and she mentioned, "Oh, you haven't work done at the Morrisons, whatever." And it was like, "Yeah, we're having this done, 40% extra room."
down here. You
You know,
can't do that.
it kept going on and on, and my mum was just trying to walk away, and he was just carrying on talking as she was walking.
Yeah, but we all prefer that.
No.
No, we prefer not wanting to speak
Oh
to
yeah,
them.
but is that because we grew up without?
Yeah, probably.
That's the point. If we'd grown up there, we'd be like, "Oh, it's weird down south. They don't talk to you."
it depends what they talk about. I think I'm on the fence. But like, how was Ice Age? Fine. But if she was like, "Oh, so yeah, we're doing some renovation around the back. We're adding 2 new cinema screens," wouldn't give 2 shits. But so anyway, sorry, I digress. I went back to her. I was like, "What else you got?" And she went, "You can either see Ice Age 4 again."
What else you got?
I say 4 again.
Yeah, well, because
Did
it
she
was.
seriously think that you do that?
She said,
When
"Ice
she
Age 4
said,
again."
how was it? Did you say it's the greatest film ever?
No, I
made?
said it was a lot more childish than I remember.
And she looked at you and thought he probably wants to see it again.
See, I'd say you can.
I think she was just reading them out, to be fair. I don't think she actually thought I'd want to see Ice Age 4 again. But anyway, so she was like, "It's Ice Age 4 again, or Magic Mike." And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to see Ice Age 4 again. I've already seen it 5 times. Didn't say that. I haven't seen it 5 times either, just to clarify. I've only seen it the once. And then she went, "Oh, but Spider-Man started 10 minutes ago, so it will still be in adverts. You could go see that." So I ended up seeing the new Spider-Man.
How many people were in that cinema?
A few more. It wasn't just me. But,
Did you have your bags? And like
yeah,
big
I had
suitcase
my
and stuff?
suit and...
Luggage.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like
You must have
yourself.
looked fucking weird. Just going in, next film after the other. That's tragic.
I know. I was thinking that all throughout.
How much would an earlier train have cost you?
Like double. It was 30 quid
What?
to get back. And I mean, our producer
During the
can
day?
back me up. Yeah, our producer
But
can
how
back
much
me
did
up.
those tickets cost you to watch the film?
7 quid each.
So basically
No, 15
half.
quid.
Yeah. There wouldn't have been much different between.
No,
Hanging
my
around.
ticket was 30 quid. To
Yeah.
get back would have been like 60 odd.
Okay.
But anyway, so Spider-Man was actually alright. And I did like it. It wasn't great. And to compare it to the first one is a bit unfair because they've completely done it differently and everything.
Which one did you prefer though?
It's a bit of a mix because I prefer Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man because the new guy, and I think it's just because of writing, but he comes off as a proper... He's not a nerd, he's a cocky little shit.
So you reckon this new guy makes a better Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire makes a better Peter Parker?
Yeah, I guess. That's a pretty good analogy. Mary Jane wasn't in this one. Emma Stone played someone called...
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. And she's fit.
Yeah.
She's so I enjoyed watching her in it. They downplayed the Daily Bugle.
Probably because it was so used in the first one.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even get a job or anything.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
I imagine he's still at high school, is he?
He didn't wrestle. He.
Well, no, they can't. They've got to change.
Yeah,
it.
I know, but I'm just saying
They can't do it all the same.
But they did add that he
Yeah.
didn't make web.
Yeah, he
He
makes
bought
it.
it, and
No, he built it
no, he
himself.
bought it.
Sorry, what? What?
He bought the web from Oscorp.
Just the web, or the actual device as well?
No, he bought the web and he put it in a watch, and then he
What-
presses
He built
the
the
watch.
watch
and it
thing.
comes out.
Okay, so he built the watch.
Yeah.
What do you mean he bought it? Like they just sell it?
They're capsules of web that they sell, and he bought it.
So anyone could
shops.
do it.
So anyone could get
Yeah,
it.
he ordered them from Oscorp online.
Bollocks.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what happened, and it sort of because he researches it online, and it's like, oh, our new thing is 10 times stronger than steel, and he buys some. He just buys some, and then he starts tinkering with it. Explodes in his face. Everyone laughs. Well, the other guy in the cinema laughs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But they still have all the gay shit from the first Spider-Man as well. You know, like I can't remember which Spider-Man it was, but he takes off his mask and they pass him through the train.
Two.
Yeah,
One of the
they
worst
have that in
moments.
this one as well because he takes off his mask and he's like, "See, I'm just a normal guy." To this little kid who's stuck in a car, he's like, "Put on the mask. It grants you special powers. Now climb to me." And he rescues a little kid like that.
So he shows his identity to a little kid.
Yeah. Well, and he reveals it to Emma Stone, so it's not even like he can keep.
Well,
it
I
secret.
can get my head around that one because I imagine he trusts her.
He wants a bit.
And
He wants
she's
a bit,
keep a secret,
exactly.
and he wants a bit. He's getting a bit.
Yeah.
But to a little kid, leave him in the car.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to ruin it too much, but the little kid's father comes back in a sort of big way. And by a big way, I sort of mean like in number one, you know how all the people on the
Is
bridge
it-
were like, "You mess with one New Yorker, you mess with us all," and they start throwing shit at. Yeah, he does something like that.
He saves him.
He
or something.
saves
Mm.
Superman, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Sounds bullshit.
It is.
It does.
Sounds horrible.
Not Charlie Sheen. Martin Sheen's a good Uncle Ben, and he's in it.
He does get killed,
He's
yeah?
in it minuscule. Yeah, he
Right,
dies.
yeah.
He dies.
He don't
Different
know
way.
anymore. So what? So
And
after
you actually see how he dies. In terms of like in the first one, you just see a crowd and he's like, "Get out of my way."
Yeah,
Have
he
you seen
dies
the
in front of
third
him.
one?
He's like, "I'm here, Uncle Ben."
In Spider-Man 1, I
Yeah.
thought there
No,
was
and then
a
he
crowd
passes
and
away
he
because
pushes
he like goes
through.
Peter or something, and then he just dies.
But in the third one, they actually show him getting shot.
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
So was it good or bad?
it was alright. It was different to what I expected. Like, you know how in all of the trailers they were showing the first person stuff.
Yeah, they got rid of that.
You thought
apparently,
they'd
didn't
they'd overuse it completely, but it was in there, but like
Okay,
twice, and it wasn't even in like, well, I say interesting parts, actiony parts. It was literally just when you
they? Yeah.
did it to get to a building. There
I
wasn't
think
like a
people
slow
didn't like
motion
it. That
of-
was the point. They showed off loads of it, and
Mm.
people were like, not good.
But yeah, it was alright. It was obviously just because superheroes are big and they wanted to make money off of
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So, what would you rate it out of 10?
6, 7. Watchable.
6.5?
Watchable. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I'd say watchable. I wouldn't buy it on DVD and watch it again, but I'm not worse off for seeing it.
Fair enough.
And the bad guy, I don't know who plays him.
That's our official review of Spider-Man there. So after you watched Spider-Man, you went home.
Well, non-entertainment related, no. I went back to the girl that had served me for the ticket.
Please.
It's cringeworthy, folks.
Folks.
Give me an image of this girl.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I
Alright.
need. I was hoping for like an age at
Alright.
least.
Our age, maybe a bit younger, like 19, 20. About 5, 7. Brown hair, tied in a bun, but loose. So, like, still covered her ears and stuff. Big rack. I mean, if we're gonna go into the description, big rack. And the thing I liked most was she was quick. Like, she was
One of the
quick-witted.
big rack.
She was
Yeah.
quick-witted.
So she was intelligent.
Yes, she was. And
You're
I
just
don't mean
taking
to
his
brag.
view of this.
No, genuinely, like, whatever I said, come back straight away, no pause. It was
Well, what
just.
Yeah,
was
what-
did you say hello? And she went hello. What did
No,
you
it
say?
was like I asked her her name.
And she gave it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Within seconds.
So she didn't
Chris.
hesitate.
No,
she didn't
no.
have to think.
Let me, goddammit, Chris, let me through. I asked, "Is your name blank?" I don't want to give away personal details, whatever.
Of course, there's only one
Yeah.
whatever in the world.
Well, if she listens
Rachel
to
or
this,
Lucy,
and
there's
she
only
knows,
one of them.
and she'll remember or whatever. But anyway,
Alright, give her an alias then. She's called Daisy. There you go.
Daisy. Lovely.
Daisy's
Okay.
her
She's
name.
called Daisy.
Continue.
I love how look, she's
I
going
hope
to
I
be
did just
listening.
stumble on a real.
No.
I love how she's going to be listening to this podcast online. She's going, that guy, he sounds like that guy I met up north.
Oh yeah, that.
That's
No.
sadder that kept me in the film.
Surely she's from up north. She's like, yeah, I met him up north. It was like just down the road.
So anyway, so I was like, oh, is your name Daisy? And she went, close. It's Daisily or Doodly or whatever. Well, I can't. I'm not quick, all right. I can't think of. But
Just
so,
tell
it was
us-
close. It was close. Her name was. I asked what her name was, and she said it was close.
What is her name? Just
What?
Tell us the name.
All right,
tell
well,
her
it was
first
Emily.
name.
Right.
Emily, and I went, is your name Emma? And she went,
Why
no,
did
close.
you
It's
ask?
Emily.
Like why?
Because it said E dot last
Right.
name. And she went, close. It's Emily. I know. I see. All right. Well, fuck it. Her name's Emily Stone, and that's why I asked, is her name Emma? Because it said E Stone, and I was like Emma Stone, and she went, no, close, Emily. I know Emma Stone's trying to copy me, but she's shit. And I thought that was quick, but it's probably pre-rehearsed. Or something.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it's
but
not
there are
really.
better examples.
I'm sure there was.
There are better examples, but I can't think of it. Anyway, so I asked her to call me a cab. Started talking about the north.
So
And then-
talk about north.
Well,
Leeds isn't that far north.
What do
pretty
you
far
do for
north.
fun up north?
Yeah. What did you ask her about up north?
I was like, do
Is
you
it
like
always
living up
grim?
north? Yeah, I was like, why is it so deserted? You must have an easy job if no one ever comes in here, and blah blah blah. So anyway, so she phoned me this cab. Someone actually came in and had to be served, so I stepped away, phoned the cab, went back, stole her pen, and by stole I mean I grabbed it and went, I'm borrowing this. Wrote down my phone number and put call me ? Smiley face, handed it back to her and left. And lo and behold,
I can't look
no
at you
phone
right
call.
now. I can't
No
look
phone
at
call.
you.
Oh god. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You wrote your number. You stole a pen. You said, borrowing this.
And she went, yeah.
You wrote your number down.
Yeah.
Gave it to her.
Yeah.
Where did you write it?
On the back of a ticket.
Did you immediately turn around and walk out?
No, I handed it
You
to her
winked
and
it.
she went, thanks, and I smiled. Slowly, I didn't like run
Did
out or
she
anything.
see what you'd written?
I don't know, but I did look back and she was too busy serving the customers. So maybe she didn't see, and I'm hoping she didn't see, because if she did, then it just means she went, what a fucking freak, twat, weirdo.
Has
He
she
gave
called
me his
you?
number. No, she hasn't.
Oh.
No contact.
How could that work? She's in Leeds.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Did she know that
He
you
wants
were
a bit
from
of phone
down south
sex.
and that you were
No,
going back?
no.
That's all he's gonna get.
I wanted...
He'll
I
drive
wanted,
down there every weekend, spend like 50 quid.
I wanted just to see if I could, and to see if she was actually like, yeah, you are actually pretty fit. You come Leeds often type thing.
Oh god.
But-
So Comic Con's happening in San Diego over the weekend. We'd all love to be there, wouldn't we? But we're stuck in London and there's no way of us getting over there.
Anyone good went?
Any more what?
Is anyone good who went?
Yeah, loads.
This isn't like a shitty little one. This
Yeah.
is the big one. Pretty much everyone that's anyone matters
Yeah.
in terms
I mean,
of sci-fi.
John Barrowman was over there.
Exactly. John Barrowman was there. So, Christ.
They were releasing loads of footage of Skyfall, The Hobbit.
Even stuff that isn't really sort of sci-fi. That's the point about Comic Con. A lot of people moan about it,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more generic. It's not for the nerds anymore, sort of thing. It's
How so?
always become
Well,
more
like
broad.
Twilight was there when
Yeah.
Twilight came out.
Twilight's
That's
been
still
there
sort of
recently as well, yeah.
It's
stuff
not
like
but also
popular
it's
culture.
more about money and stuff. But it's not about like just. Can't explain it. I mean, I'm not one of these people that moans about it. I've never been to the American one, so I can't. But I'd like to go.
I don't think Twilight belongs there.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, why not? It's about
I know.
vampires,
I just
werewolves.
don't care about it.
It was
Yeah,
so
but it's
funny.
not really. It's about like a shitty love thing.
Is it Star Wars?
No,
Oh.
Shitty love thing.
it's got a
It's
love
about good
plot,
versus
but
evil.
what doesn't? Exactly. Good versus evil.
Yeah, but you know, what relationships is worse? What relationship is worse? Rob Pattinson, Kristen Stewart, or Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman?
Do you mean in the film?
Yeah, because both of them are shit.
Well, like the characters sort of thing.
Yeah,
I'd say the Twilight one is worse
I don't
because
know.
that is
I don't
that's
know.
necrophilia.
Well, no, because technically he
He's
didn't
dead.
die. He became undead to save his life.
He's a corpse. He's a walking corpse.
Well, he's neither living nor dead.
He's not alive. Yeah. He's dead inside.
He's fit. That's all we know. He's fit.
Apparently.
Are we not
Well, you
gonna
prefer.
make out
you
that she
prefer-
is as well? Are we just going to mention that he's fit? Stick with the man.
Yeah. Big news of the big news of it was that the Firefly crew came back.
Big reunion.
Really?
of
Yeah,
Firefly.
Nathan
All of
Fillion.
them, all of them.
Yeah,
Big
all of them were there.
Sci-fi.
Joss
panels
Whedon.
for Firefly. Yep.
10-year anniversary.
Yeah,
I was
talking about
hoping
And
that they
people
were
are
going
like,
to
is there
say
going to be a new
yeah,
film? Is there going to be
it
a
best
new...
be.
They haven't said anything, but who knows?
I think Nathan Fillion is one of my favourite actors.
Is that
there's something about
because
him.
of his acting, or just because you fancy him?
No, there's something about him. Something about him. There's just sort of, you like him.
I'd fuck Jules Slate.
Have you heard the news about they're going to make a Assassin's Creed film with Michael Fassbender in it?
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that because we all know that Fassbender's possibly the best actor out there.
Just because you got a man crush on
Yeah,
him.
but
No.
no offence, you haven't played any,
Yeah, but
Assassin's
I've
Creed.
watched it being
and
played.
you barely played number one.
I've clocked number one.
You number one. You played.
It doesn't
I've
matter.
played them
Your
all,
opinion
yes.
matters
Really?
more than theirs.
Look at his face.
Yeah, but pretty much everything else.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. I mean, I think obviously there's the potential to be a good film there with any game.
Oh yeah,
film,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
I'm uneducated in. I don't know anything about it other than what.
Yeah,
Max
he's
said
just
about
been in it.
Fassbender.
He's
Who
gonna
else?
be-
Do you know anyone else
No.
that's?
He's
He's going to do
producing it,
it. He's going to be in it and produce it. That's it.
So I assume he likes Assassin's Creed then, if he's willing.
I'd
to
imagine
produce
so,
them.
but don't know. Well, that's what my problem. That if he is starring in it, and by starring in it, the main role, he
He's not-
doesn't look right. for
Yeah,
it
but
sort
put a
of
hood
thing.
on him and you'll never know.
Yeah, but still, there's just something. I don't know. That's all. When I saw it, I was like, okay, good actor and everything, very good actor, but doesn't mean you can play any role.
Do you know which character he's playing? Like,
No, that's the point. Yeah.
I thought it
We
was.
don't even know. I assume they're starting at the very beginning, but then what are they going to make a film for each one? I doubt it. They're probably not even going to follow the storyline,
Yeah,
which
probably
in some
not.
ways probably a good thing.
Yeah.
The greatest storyline.
I still get confused by it.
Well, I know that's the point. It started off really interesting, everything, but by having like 4 games in now, it's just so weird and just very little progresses in the last couple of games. It's ridiculous.
Well, I haven't played anything, but my sister owns all of them and she's played them.
Right.
From a watcher in, they come out every.
But why isn't she here talking about it?
Yeah,
She knows.
they come out every year or something, don't they?
Yeah.
It
We've got
just
number
seems
3
like-
coming out in November. Have you seen the trailer for that?
The
proper
live action
gameplay
one or
one.
the gameplay?
The
Yeah, I've
gameplay.
seen both. I've
Yeah.
seen both. I'm
That
looking
looks
forward
good.
to it.
I'm really
but
looking forward to it.
I didn't like
More
the
than
live
previous
action
one.
one, and I want
No,
to
I don't like
keep
any
me
of
to that
that
'cause I wanna
stuff, like
bring-
they do that.
that in. But yeah, the live action one, you didn't even see anything. It was just loads of Americans going, "When I refuse to learn about a country that's 30,000 miles away," or "When I forget to fight," and it was bollocks. It was complete bollocks, and all live action, or most live action things to do with games.
Well, yeah,
are
what's the
bollocks.
thing? Do you reckon they should ban live action from being for advertising games?
Yes.
Because
It's not right.
Yeah,
Not necessarily, because do you remember the Call of Duty one with?
yeah. With
Jonah
That just
Hill?
pissed me off.
Jonah Hill,
I
and
thought
Sam
that
Worthington.
was acceptable. I wasn't
In
like
what way?
bumming it, but it was alright. It was just
That would
because
be
that's
like
obviously.
a good video, that like a fan made type thing on like collegehumour.com where they make funny videos about games and stuff. That would suit there, not as an advert for the game.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to show off the game, not just go, isn't it funny how you get
Yeah,
these noobs
true.
and stuff? It's like, no, show me the game. That's what I'm going to be playing. I'm not going to be watching Jonah Hill. I want to be playing the game.
No one will be watching Jonah
Yeah,
Hill,
well,
but he needs work.
You'll be thinking of Jonah Hill when you're killing loads of people in Call of Duty. Go, nah, kill Jonah Hill. See, I don't think. Well, I love live action trailers, but I don't think it's right to advertise games like that Mass Effect one. It's brilliant. It looks good.
Like the Halo ones.
Skyrim
Yeah.
looked good.
They're good.
They're brilliant.
They should be advertising the game.
Exactly.
People should make them outside.
It's like that, those Halo ones when Halo 3 came out, where it was the old people remembering the war.
Yeah,
That was
I remember
brilliant.
Them. They were.
They were one of the
and they were
best
like
game
this.
trailers.
This weapon was.
Yeah.
What they held it one-handed and all that. The brute's weapon.
Although it could be the same thing with game looking footage, like Dead Island. That is a brilliant trailer, but a shit film.
Y-
No, it didn't resemble the game at all.
It was amazing how people really got worked up about that. They were like, "What is this game? It's going to be amazing."
It looked fucking brilliant.
It did.
Amazing.
But there was no gameplay in it.
And it was shit. It was awful. Possibly one of the worst Xbox
Most
games.
letdown.
Yeah, biggest letdown.
Biggest letdown. Unbelievable.
Well, me and Max were talking about this earlier. They've released a new, is it called Forward Unto Dawn or something for Halo?
Yeah, it's a new web series, like a movie sort of web series, and I'm undecided about it. See, I've always said this about Halo. Master Chief can't be the main character. He has to be like a side character. So they're going to have to fill the main character with a guy, and I'm never going to like that guy.
Yeah.
Unless they hire like Fassbender or something.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. I'll like it if it's Tom Hardy, but that's my problem with this web series, because who have they got?
Well, they've got the girl from Narnia in it.
Yeah.
And immediately when I saw that, I was like, what's she doing there? Because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And this is my biggest grudge about films to games and games to films and all of that. I don't care if you're a good actor or not. You should be like Nathan Fillion, and you should actually like playing the games you're acting in, or vice versa. You shouldn't. I mean, why the girl from Narnia? She's not even good looking enough to be a love attraction, and that's what her role is in it. And it's just wrong.
Which going on
You know,
The old one. The one with the bow.
No, it was the younger one, isn't it?
It's the old one. The one with the big lips. It is.
Right.
I don't know her name. She's got the big lips, and she's the eldest sister in the first Narnia.
Yeah. Why are video game films done so badly? Has there been a good one?
No. What do you mean by good?
One you enjoy?
Worthy of the game.
No, that's a good one. None of them have been worthy of the game. As a standalone film, yeah, you might get one that's like, but that's about it. That's the best you can hope for. Just it's tolerable. You don't want to beat up the people that made it.
I mean, that's what I feel. I think the best one's Silent Hill, but that's exactly what I feel. It's tolerable.
That's the only one I've watched.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because Max recommended it to me. He said, "But if you want," I said, "If
Resident Evil."
No, I said that I want to watch a game film, and he said, "Well, probably one of the best ones is Silent Hill." I watched it.
Have you played Silent Hill?
Yeah, I have played.
See, I never played fully Silent Hill. I
didn't.
I never really liked it, sort of thing. And the film, it was just too sort of just
freaky.
Yeah, it was just freaky. That was it. It was
That's
like
the point.
They reveled in. Yeah, I know. And so they nailed that, I suppose. But that was about it. It didn't really work as a film.
I was thinking about it, and I watched Alone in the Dark and House of the Dead.
Right. Okay. Have you ever played either of those?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because that's the main thing with.
I played Alone in the Dark. Not the new one, the old one on
old
the PS. Yeah.
PS.
It was.
They terrified me when
PS1.
I was a kid.
Yeah, they were scary, but they're probably one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah.
I was thinking, do they put much effort into making these game films? And I was thinking they don't.
No.
But I was also thinking, if you look at like Tomb Raider, Max Payne, Prince of Persia,
they are doing it.
Prince of Persia's not bad.
Out of all the games to films that I've seen or read about or whatever, that is probably the best one. The best one that made a transition from game to film.
But still, it's not all that.
But it's just like
it's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So they are trying, because they've got big stars. You know, Angelina Jolie, Mark Wahlberg,
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Well, the older ones, they were sort of shitter and stuff.
But they're still
Alone in
cool.
the Dark, that wasn't like a big budget
No, yeah,
sort of
it had
thing.
Christian Slater.
But now they're getting them, probably because the point of like games to films is it's easy. They know there's a fan base already established. They can just do any old shit, and people will probably still paying, and they'll get their money back.
It's like when they re-release games. It's the same sort of thing. You know, like
People
Nintendo do it
right.
all the time, just rehashing old games for a new
Right,
market.
improve the graphics and all that. Halo evolved.
Yeah. Halo Anniversary, yeah. What game would you want to be made into film?
There are
Out of
loads
anything.
that I think could
Only
make
one,
an
though.
amazing one.
Yeah, you have to pick one.
I've got loads going off in my
But you also have to think, because I would say Gears, but they would cast it wrong.
Absolutely.
Because
They
I'm
just
thinking
get
maybe
someone
Halo.
a
'cause
well-known name,
yeah.
and he's a bit big.
Yeah, you can't cast Master Chief wrong unless they take the helmet off, which they will not.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, if they do,
I think
there'll
they
be
get
some.
the original guy voice.
Yeah, there'll be some big ramifications if they showed his face.
What
So
about
it
if
would
in
be a bit
Halo
like
4
Vader.
you see his face?
No,
Well, you know, they get like a really good voice and then he'd take off his mask and he's some weak little... So imagine that, Master Chief walking around with Master Chief's voice, and then like he gets shot in the helmet, so he takes it off, and it's like, I don't know, Matt Damon or something.
Yeah, exactly. Matt fucking Damon.
How tall's Master Chief?
7 foot.
Yeah. Not quite Matt Damon.
Yeah, but no, it is then.
To the cinema.
You'll have to get that. You'll have to get the jaws to play. That would be scary.
7-foot people.
That would be scary.
Yeah.
If he takes his mask off and you see jaws.
There's loads of cool people.
So what would you want to see then?
Well, as a film, from a game.
Only one though.
See, the thing is, am I in charge of this film? Am I making it, or am I just? I'd like to go watch it.
Yeah.
Because it is a very fine line, and I think the thing that would do it for me is I'd have to believe that everyone acting in it, or main roles acting in it, and the producer and the director, they all are avid nerds of this particular genre, or made the game themselves and didn't trust anyone else to do it, so they made the film. It would have to be like that for me. So things that came to my head, things like Dead Space, I think that'd be a really good scary film. But again, it's all down to who directs it, who acts it.
Be sort of like Alien or something.
Yeah,
well, exactly. It could be the next generation.
So you'd pick Dead Space.
Well, no, that just came to my mind, but that's because I'm really looking forward to
Do you see the
Dead
main
Space
character's
3.
face in that?
In number 2 you do, not
Yeah,
number
you
1.
do. Yeah. No, you do at the very end.
Oh yeah, of course you do, yeah, my mistake. At the very end.
I don't think I'd want them to make a film of a game that I like, because I like Metal Gear Solid and I think that'd be a pretty good film, but they'd fuck it up. They'd mess it up. And I like the game series so much. I thought they'd cast some wanker as Solid Snake. The only person that'd be good for Solid Snake is David Hayter.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can act.
But he looks a bit like him.
I guess. Yeah, but
what about Fassbender? You could sort of pull off I know we're bringing it. No, he's got a sort
I reckon you could make
if you were his agent.
Yeah. Well, that's the point.
in
You're saying what games. Am I having, like Hobie was saying, am I taking the risk?
Yeah, you're taking the risk.
Shit?
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't pick Gears of War.
That's exactly that's the point.
So, alright,
you know,
because you have
Mass
to pick.
Effect would make a good film. It really would.
Yeah, but then they'll
Yeah,
cast
but none of us
Channing
care
Tatum.
about Mass Effect anymore.
Exactly. They do that. Gears, Halo, they'd make good films.
Could you argue something like
Assassin's Creed
Skyrim?
would as well. I don't think Skyrim's just too. It's like GTA. No, couldn't work.
Too big.
No, it couldn't work at all.
They've made a TV series of Skyrim. It's called Game of Thrones.
And that is brilliant.
Yeah, it is good.
Half-Life, that would make a good film.
Yeah, that's true.
Bryan Cranston as
No,
he's got the beard in Breaking Bad. It's literally it.
I was thinking of loads of other. Thinking of that, we're saying that Prince of Persia is probably the best one. I mean, I really like the Prince of Persia, the originals and the ones that the film was set on, but I didn't care about it as much. Whereas something like Max Payne, when they announced that, I was like, if that hadn't been made, that would probably be near top of my list. I'd like to see that, but having seen that, fucked me up. That was a big disappointment. Well, not even just him. Storyline, everything. Pretty much everything about it.
Are they doing an Uncharted film?
Well, they've been chucking that one about.
With him,
Mark
Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
That when he came, they said him. Then they went. There was like Robert De Niro's meant to be in it. That's gone. It's like it's all over.
He's in everything now.
That would make a very
everything
good film.
shit.
But they probably piss all over that. That's got a. See, that's the problem with games. Have there been any games to film where they just literally stuck with the game? They didn't try and change it, make it their own.
Yeah, but that's shit. They can't do that.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
because the
saying
story's
that.
already
Everybody's played
known.
the game, so they know the story.
So?
So they need something new, surely.
No, the writing in the games aren't that good. They're starting to be now.
Max
but
Payne film, shit. They pissed all over the story. In the first one, it had like mobsters and stuff like that in it. Brilliant. Prince of Persia, the game was a lot better. The film, they start chucking in all this other weird shit. And it's like, no, leave it alone. That's my main thing, that changing the storyline. It's not about like who's going to play Master Chief. It's they're fucking with the storyline. They always do. That is the worst thing about it.
So would you accept something like, for example, Halo? It had things like Halo Reach, Halo ODST. Would you accept something like that based in the world, and there's hints and nods towards what's happened in the games, but it's a new story sort of thing?
Oh yeah, write a new story, but don't call it like, don't do a Mass Effect film with like Shepard and Ashley and all of that, and like, oh, it's the Reapers, but then change it. Don't do that. Set it in the world. By all means.
You want to change it now, don't you? The end of Mass Effect.
Oh, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 1 can stay exactly the same.
moving swiftly on from Mass Effect 3 because it's a subject that angers me in particular very much. What about the other way? Have there been any good films that have been made, brilliant games or anything like that?
Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1. Buzz Lightyear Adventures, brilliant game.
There are a lot more of those sort of things. I mean, like there's loads of Toy Story games. There's loads of Star Wars games. Does it have to be a complete...
Disney do it. They still do it, but Disney there was GoldenEye.
GoldenEye was good because that's exactly like this.
Exactly, they stuck with
film
it
as well.
You've seen the film. You don't play the game and go, "Oh, it's the same storyline." No, you're buying it because it's the same. You know, that's why people won't not go and see a film just because it's the same storyline as the game. If they like the game, they'll watch the film.
I played Minority Report. Not recently, ages ago. Yeah, they made a game of Minority Report, but this is what I wanted to say.
Got an image in my head and it's just shit.
The thing is, I thought it was better than the film because I never really liked the film that much, and the film was a bit bad.
No,
and the only thing I really remember from Minority Report is where he like pulls in information with his hand on the computer screen, and that's sort of before its time, I guess. But that's the only thing I can remember about it.
That's not the first thing that did something like that.
True. But yeah, the game was actually really good because they kept the character's name and that was it. So you played the main character, but he had white hair. He was completely different to whoever played whatever he was in Minority Report.
Tom Cruise.
It wasn't Tom Cruise, was it?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, right, well, good. I'm glad they didn't keep doing it. And they changed the story.
Have you actually seen
Minority? Yeah, I have. I remember the weird thing about the balls
saying it was good because they changed the story.
The Futurama episode.
Yeah, but that was based on Minority Report.
Yeah, you ain't seen Minority
I've seen Minority Report. I know the big twist, and it was actually him. And ooh. And when he was looking in the mirror and the guy was there and it was just a model of a building outside. It's bollocks. Minority Report was shit. But the game was alright.
Because they didn't copy the film.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense. If it's shit, change the story by all means.
Scarface game. Scarface film, brilliant, right?
Well, it's basically Vice City.
Yeah. No. Scarface game. What they did at the end of it, the story of the game begins at the end of the film. So after he's been, he dies in the end. Sorry to ruin it, but he gets killed, right? And
what a 30-year-old film. Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah. And basically, at the beginning of the game, he gets up and he's not dead. He manages to somehow survive, and then he goes back and kills everyone he hates. And just everyone that pissed him off, he kills. And it's just like, he died. He basically died. He got 400 bullets in the chest. He's not going to survive that. That was bullshit. That did not work.
I don't think I've ever seen you that angry for anything.
They did a Godfather game, didn't they? I never played them. Yeah,
Godfather game was quite good.
I remember.
I agree with Harold on that because you played the guy that did all the things.
Did they behind the scenes?
Yeah, you were the behind the scenes
guy.
So
the film was still going on, sort of.
Yeah, you were the one that put the horse's head in the bed and stuff like
things
that.
like that.
That worked. That was brilliant.
No, it can't. We also played. What's that shit? Lord of the Rings one. Me and you played.
War in the North.
No.
War of the North. Third Age. They're all shit.
Oh yeah, that.
They followed the storyline, and that is one of the worst games I've ever played.
But that's maybe an exception.
And I love Lord of the Rings.
Let's say Godfather was, so it can't always work. But maybe that's because the people that made Godfather actually cared about Godfather, whereas people that did Lord of the Rings are just cashing in on the name.
Of course they were. I think Lord of the Rings is sort of the ultimate example of let's get some money off these fans.
Has there been a good Lord of the Rings game? Good.
Two Towers was acceptable.
Yeah.
I like Two Towers.
Return of the King was
acceptable.
So I prefer Two Towers.
Battle for Middle Earth I never liked.
It was alright. I'll give Battle for Middle Earth 1. 2 was bollocks, but 1 was alright.
Didn't you play the original Hobbit game?
My brother had
PS2.
If I did, I would have played it on a demo or something. I never bought it.
I remember you talking about it once because it had nothing to do with because they brought out when the first Lord of the Rings film came out, didn't they?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I do remember. And I remember, it was really weird. I wish I could remember more. But I remember it didn't really follow anything. And I think you were fighting spiders, but that's about all I remember. No, Lord of the Rings can't make a good Lord of the Rings game for some reason. And I think it's because it's owned by EA.
Yeah. So, if there was no sort of limitations. You know, you have say who gets cast, and you have say who gets directing. What game franchise would you want to make?
Good question.
Can we like redo Max Payne or anything like that?
Our producers saying
Well, they redid Spider-Man.
Our producers saying redo Resident Evil because he refuses to believe that it exists. He's nodding his head. I'm gonna have to say I'll do Gears.
I'd rather do Gears than Halo.
I mentioned Metal Gear Solid before. I reckon they'd be able. I think probably the. Well, I like the first game. That first game is probably my favourite. So I would say do that. But I can't think of any actors apart from Fassbender maybe because he's a good generic good actor. He could probably do it. I think
he can do anything.
Clint Eastwood when he was younger would have played a brilliant sort of thing.
That's just it. You're thinking
That's
like
very good.
famous names sort of thing. There are probably dozens and dozens of people that you never know about.
Yeah, but
would
Clint
be
Eastwood,
brilliant.
that's just. I'm solid stick.
Yeah.
Just see it.
Yeah, that's our fear about
With a
Gears. They
44
just
Magnum.
cast the name. That's terrible.
I'm taking back. I want to see Bioshock being made
Bioshock, that's the film I'm thinking of.
because it is cinematic basically. So
It would be a good film. Talking
Yeah.
of like Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, I always like them games. So I wouldn't mind
Never get
seeing
into
them.
that. Never as good as
They were good.
Metal Gear.
They were different, that was the point. I never liked comparing them because they weren't...
sort of be
They
yours
were
then.
big-
Splinter Cell.
No, Christ no. Not my number one.
What is?
I can never get into it.
Well, I was looking at my game, now you said that. The Getaway on the PlayStation. They probably made good, decent films. Not like the greatest films ever made, but
That's
they would have
just
been
like-
very lock stock.
Yeah,
sort of
exactly.
thing.
Just
It
go
would
and
have
watch.
But it was a
Guy Ritchie
very
film.
good story. The first one was a very, because it was so simple sort of thing, but it really, really worked. I love that game.
I do like the idea of taking a game from a certain era or whatever and making it like that. So, you know, like Halo ODST. I'd rather see that than a Halo based on Master Chief because you know they're going to fuck it up type thing. So I'm in an hour in between some sort of Star Wars-esque game from like Knights of the Old Republic or something like that, or ODST just because Nathan Fillion would be.
Yeah.
What
So
about LA Noire?
that is basically a
I
film.
don't think
though.
it would make a good film though.
I didn't think it made
Just
that
watch
good
an
a
old
game.
noir film.
Yeah, what's it exactly? Oh,
It is a question. Well, see, this is the problem. This is how you know we're so nerdy because we're actually stopping and thinking about it.
That's
We
the
can't
thing,
just be
like-
like Lord of the Rings.
I know I was thinking of loads of other games. That's the point.
So what do you think the fundamental reason is that game films aren't that good? Do you reckon it's that they don't take much care?
I wouldn't say care's the right word. I'd just say because obviously they care to the point of if it's shit, they'll be looked bad upon. But I guess the word is they don't go in with enough knowledge. Yeah, just because I don't know. I mean, looking at that Halo Unto Dawn, whatever.
Follow Unto Dawn, yeah.
The guy isn't the main guy from Twilight. I think.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, it's just it. Find me a nerd that likes Twilight, or likes that guy from Twilight.
Girls like it. Girl nerds would
Girl
like
nerds,
it.
Yeah. But I don't think girl nerds. I don't know.
Count.
It
No,
doesn't matter where he's
they
been.
don't count. Just
Yeah.
They don't exist.
yeah, they don't exist. I don't know. It just seems not an insult, and because that makes me sound like a complete ass. But to drag someone from something like that and to put it in something like Halo. Do you understand? I can't articulate.
It's
Chris,
just-
help me out because
Well,
I think
what are you just saying? Because Twilight's so shit,
and
he's not allowed to be in Halo because that's so great.
Or he's not good enough.
Yeah, he's not good enough.
Have you seen Twilight?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Which
You forget I lived with two girls and a gay guy at uni.
How many of them have you seen?
I saw the first one and a bit of the second one.
Mate, that excuse isn't good enough. You didn't have to. Did they chain you down and hold your eyes open and make you watch the film?
No.
Right, then you had a choice.
Yeah, but he might have been at someone's house or something and just
You can
stuck
still
there,
not
like-
watch it.
But I do think they put a lot of care into it because I've seen a lot of sort of low budget films that
Fan made stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they look good,
Good.
but they also look like Alone in the Dark and stuff like that. And House of the Dead stuck to House of the Dead in a
But House of
way
the Dead,
thing.
there's no.
'Cause in
I
every-
can't see that.
They actually showed footage from the game, okay, like very occasional thing, and it was so shit. I don't.
Sounds a bit shit.
Was it sort
I
of
just
like
think,
as a joke?
yeah,
Like they
no, it's in
didn't
like from a cut to one scene to the next. They had like
like they did in Doom.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. But I don't think it is that they have a lack of love for the game, because there are stuff that they love the game and make it, like Paul Wes Anderson. He loves Resident Evil, but Resident Evils aren't that good. He
You should have seen the look the producer just.
He loves the games.
Yeah, he loves the games. He loves Resident Evil.
I bet he thinks the films are shit.
But he's made all of them.
I can't see how that's possible. I can't see how you can love the film.
That's the thing, because
love the game
Resident
and
Evil,
make those films.
I know producers isn't going to like it, but they shove a lot of enemies in it, and they shove a lot of characters in it. There are there are sort of hints towards the Resident Evil fans, but it's still awful.
That's not good.
I was thinking maybe they don't take it serious. They don't put enough
money
and
it's a mixture
backing
of things.
into
I
it.
think that in a lot of cases it is that they just don't know what they're making a film of. They're just doing it for money, sort of thing.
I saw a really good sort of like fan-made short film on the internet about Left 4 Dead. Has anyone seen it?
By the way,
I've
really
seen
looked for that.
fan
I couldn't find it.
They are good. The ones I've seen are good.
There's one where we'll put a link up somewhere, but it's really good. They've Lewis looks exactly like Lewis. Zoe looks exactly like Zoe, and Francis.
It's not the people they modelled them on or something.
No.
Did they get anyone?
No. And Francis looks exactly the same. But you can tell so much that they love the game, because they've got all the sounds, they love it and everything. But there's one bit where Lewis is getting the witches on him, and the witch gets stuck with a plasma grenade and blows up, and then Master Chief turns up.
That's the one I've seen. Yeah. Then someone else, more people turn up, don't they?
Marcus.
Someone from Marcus. There's Mortal Kombat.
Gaiden.
No, isn't it?
Well, it's a ninja.
Sure
it's a ninja.
Yeah. No. Who's the? No, I'm sure it's someone from something like Mortal Kombat.
Who's the ninja in Mortal Kombat?
I'm sure it's Mortal Kombat.
Is
it Mortal Kombat or is it? Whatever, but I have seen that one where multiple people, and it's like, what's going on?
Yeah,
and it looks incredible.
It looks amazing,
and it's funny.
And then the tank
all
comes
these
out,
things.
and it looks really good.
There
is someone else, I swear.
I know. I'm thinking because it was like, who's going to be next, sort of thing. I remember because it's the tongue, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
the smoker gets him. Yeah.
Marcus saws it.
Anya is with him. Yeah.
That is good.
But watch that, because that's one of the best things I've
seen. They played the games. They love the games. They know what people want.
Exactly.
They put in the sound stuff. That's the point. If they did a Left 4 Dead film, they probably wouldn't do the sound or something like that. Whereas you put that in, you hear that sound, you just go, I know that sound.
But it's too much. Yeah.
Which?
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's too much for us to expect that a Hollywood producer is gonna do that for a film. It's ridiculous.
I just think they don't understand.
It's all about the money.
But that's just it. People would go and see it. It's like when
they would go and see it. Yeah.
These people don't play games. Whereas if people that, by the time people that currently play games become like people in charge of those corporations and stuff, they'll probably start making good.
Well, let's hope so.
Games to film.
Yeah, Max. When you become
a
producer,
don't understand it at the moment.
Let's hope so, because we'll go and have a look at this Left 4 Dead thing, because it is really good.
Yeah, I would go and see it again.
That was the second Matchbox ever. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to send in your views and opinions, please do. Subscribe, like, and all that shit.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Send us your comments to matchbox@live.com. Follow us at the Matchbox on Twitter. Just send us your views. We want to know. We want to know if we're doing shit or not. Suggestions, yeah.
Constructive criticism.
No, yeah, it could be just insults as well.
You just shit.
Yeah.
We're kinky like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, send us your views to matchbox@live.com.